sort of handed over driving to Mark. I've had enough. It's and we're driving along quite narrow Kentish roads.
Where now?
They said straight over, so it must be up there. Yeah. We just come away from the friends that we had a meal. They came to us for lunchtime, and we had a nice meal together. We often stay with them, but we didn't this time. But we came back later on this afternoon to visit so that we could see their new kitchen. Well, not only that, just, you know, I don't know whether you're going to get dazzled by the sun. We are. I might have to put this visor down. So, yeah, narrow roads, loads of potholes. So it's quite unpleasant. You know, you're in the gutter and it's difficult. You know, you see a pothole and you can't avoid it because you've got something coming the other way. So we're headed back. It's about a 50-minute journey cross country. We're going to pick up a few bits and pieces from Waitrose again to graze on in our room. It's a beautiful day, as you can see, and it's been a beautiful day down at the coast. Sun came out, sea was blue. I'll do a vlog from there later. Straight over.
Look that way.
Clear. Still clear. Oh. So they're coming over to see us in June, so they always come either on their way down to the south or on their way back up from the south. They're coming to us on their way back up from the south next month, so that'll be nice. Stay with us a couple of days. Pet bottom, yeah.
They think it's a place name, not an instruction.
But it might have been an instruction. It might be named after where somebody had their bottom petted.
Possibly.
Oh. So I'm in the suicide seat. Mark's been in the suicide seat for days. This is my first time in the suicide seat.
I didn't scream once. Oh no, true, I did.
You did.
There was one.
So my driving over, I felt quite tense. I thought, oh no, I've had enough. No, Mark, you'll have to drive. But actually, I'm still feeling tense coming back the other way, sitting on the outside. So for those of you that don't know the UK and don't know England, this is Kent. And Kent is known as the Garden of England. So there's a lot of fruit grown here, a lot of vegetables grown here. So we're passing a lot of fruit farms, apple farms. And it's very beautiful, isn't it? Very, very green. It's a great time of year to be here, driving through all this green before it sort of gets fatigued by the sun. And course, you've had so much rain in England that everywhere is really verdant. There we are, Lower Hardries. So we should come out on them. At the junction will be Stone Street and we'll turn left. Voila.
Oh.
Yeah, you know where we are now.
Well,
You will do.
Stone Street, I vaguely know.
Do you want me to look?
No, I think
Obviously not. You're going to come back past the house that you looked at?
I can't remember which one. Might have been that one or something.
Yeah. It would have been nice. I mean, it's a busy road though, isn't it? But it would have been nice living
Yeah,
there.
it's off it.
I'm sure it would have been more expensive than the house you were in.
Yeah. And down here's a turning to the left and a quarter of a mile further on, a very nice country pub.
There's a nice pub.
Yeah.
That's how Mark navigates, by pubs. What, the Granville?
No, not the Granville.
This is the Granville. So there's a pub further up.
Up there.
Yeah, up Street End. Oh, I don't know what's being grown in there. With all those wrappers on to protect it from marauding animals. So on our first New Year together, I don't like New Year's Eve. I don't like big groups of people drinking. I don't like any of that. So the plan was that we would come up here, and it was 2001, and we would get up high because there's a high viewpoint up here. That we'd come up here and we'd watch all the fireworks and everything from a height. And I'd bought Mark some miniature whiskies because he likes single malt whiskies. I'd bought him some single malt whiskies at Christmas. So we came up with the picnic chairs and the whiskey. The cloud level was at ground level practically. It was really windy, really windy. Was it raining as well?
I think it was
pretty wet.
Damp. I don't remember it raining as such.
No, pretty wet though, damp. And because I am so determined, up we came, and we sat. He's got picnic chairs that go in a fold up, and they have a cover. They sit in a cover. So we take the picnic chairs out, climb over a fence or go through some sort of gate onto the viewpoint, and take the picnic chairs out of their covers, and one of the covers escaped in the wind in the dark at midnight. I remember watching him careering off after this cover and thinking, oh my god, it's gone, I'm going to lose him, I won't be able to find him, I'm going to go over a cliff. I mean, obviously you can tell he came back.
It wasn't a cliff, it was just on a hill. It was sort of, the sides became rather steep eventually.
Yeah. So that was our first New Year's Eve together. Memorable.
Yeah. Quite fun.
It was good fun.
I think we saw some fireworks in the far distance.
But not what we would have hoped for, because the weather was just so poor. It wasn't suitable for fireworks, was it? It wasn't firework weather. And I suppose, the year before had been the millennium. And, there'd been lots of firework displays. Whereas, now, then, at the end of 2001, there weren't. We're not at that point yet. I could have waited and told you the story later.
Perhaps you'll repeat it.
I'll have to repeat it, okay. Once upon a time. So this is our last night in Hythe, and then we pack up tomorrow and head up to Reading for 2 nights, and then on to my son and his family and Thea, and spend a few days with them. That's going to be really nice. I've been sending stuff to Phil. I keep ordering bits and pieces that I want, that if I had them sent to France from the UK, I'd have to pay duty on them, so I send them to Phil. So I think there's got quite a pile now of things to put in the car to travel home with. But we don't have a lot of stuff in the car, do we, even when we're packed?
Not really.
There's plenty of room in the car, so... It really is very pretty, isn't it? Very green and lots of overhang.
Oh, here we go, the roadworks.
Roadworks, yeah. That's an oast house, isn't it? Is that where they used to roast the barley?
No, it's where they dry the hops, I think.
Oh, dried the hops.
And the cowl is supposed to sort of rotate in the wind.
Right. I mean, most of them are, well, all of them really, are converted into dwellings now.
Yes, pretty much.
But they're called Kentish oasts. They're very, familiar here in Kent. Both of us used to have driven along here quite often in the past. It's a road we knew, and yet it doesn't feel so familiar nowadays, does it? It's
Well, all the roads feel longer than they used to.
Yeah.
I think they've installed new sections to make them longer.
But we would have been tearing along here like the commuters, as commuters, and you know the road and you do a certain speed, whereas we feel a bit tentative now because we don't know it.
Well, that and left-hand drive and
Yeah.
a different size car. And
Yeah. So are we coming up to that bit where I need to repeat the story? Trying to work out where it is now.
A bit further on.
It's a bit further up, isn't it? It's all right. Don't panic. I'm not going to repeat it. Really, I am kidding. Oh yeah, it is quite a way up yet. We could probably pull in, Mark, couldn't we? There's a pull-in up the top there, and go and look at the view when we get there. Well, I don't know really. It's a nice day.
Yeah.
We've got time. Don't you want to reminisce?
Not hugely.
He doesn't want to reminisce.
Driving past it. We came the other way.
Reminiscent enough. Yeah. Okay, I won't make you. Oh, look, David Ellis, there's mackerel sky up there. Oh, sorry, cellulite sky. What's it? Cellulite sky. And these woods, they're not known as bluebell woods, but I imagine they would have been full of bluebells a few weeks back. Like a carpet of blue. So yeah, this is it coming up, I think, is it? No.
Well,
that is the view though.
Drops over
there. Perhaps I'll do this now. So that's the view. I think it is here. Ish.
No, it's further along.
Was it? So there, just before you drop down the
I
hill.
think this is where we parked.
Yeah, so it would have been down there. Oh, man, the lorry.
It's a beautiful view.
It is. We are. That'll do. Thanks for watching.